Certainly. So, first candidate, this is Karen Lerch. She's a Republican running in the 3rd District. Her family moved to the Stony Fort community in 1850, and the family home still stands there. She was born in Boone. She attended with Parkway and Watauga High School. She's married and has 3 children. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to have an opening statement, a minute to answer, and then we're going to have 4 questions, and they get 2 minutes. Craig's going to be our timekeeper back there to help keep us on time. But as an introductory question, why did you choose to participate in this forum?
Because I was really excited to have the email, because we need something in Boone for the children. I grew up, a great thing to do besides playing the river and the creek was to go to the roller skating rink before it closed, and then it reopened later. And I remember my high school days having the Polar Palace. We would have hundreds of kids at one time, and we need something in this county besides the outdoor activities that we have now.
Great. So, first question, you can take up to 2 minutes to answer. What role does recreation play in economic development for our community?
Good question. Actually, I called the Greensboro Sportsplex when I got this email. I was very interested in how it would help us. And of course, Greensboro is a lot bigger than we are. And they have 106,000 square feet to use. 80,000 of that is for trade shows, which would be really interesting. Who doesn't want to come to Boone? And they have 18 meeting places for rent. And I realize that a lot of the hotels do, but it could be an all-in-one stop. They have a lot of outdoor activities, hockey. And then when my daughter played volleyball, I always wondered why we didn't have that up here, why we went down there. And when I talked to the young man that's the manager, he told me that when they opened this in 2000, it was privately owned and they couldn't make it. So Greensboro had to subsidize and take over. And this is the first year that they broke even. In 2014, they broke even. But the economic impact was 25 to 30 million annually with hotels, gas, food. So I thought that was really great information.
Great. As a potential Board of Commissioner, what role do you see the Board of Commissioners playing to support recreation in our community?
Well, I think that we all support that. I think that everyone supports it and everyone has done it. I think that they have a role of listening to the public. I think that the taxpayers need to make that decision, and it's ultimately up to them.
So a community recreation center has been an express need of the community for decades, both in county and town planning and in community surveys. Since a YMCA is not coming to Watauga County, what plans would you have to meet this need?
Well, I would have to have a lot of information, which I have none. Where would it be? Who would fund it? What part of the city or the county are we looking at? There's a lot of ifs that we would have to know to consider this, but we're all for it. It's a great thing. We want our kids to have something to do. And Boone is small. There's not a lot except for the rivers and the creeks and biking and the parkway. We need something in the wintertime. And when I grew up, it snowed in Boone. And it was always great to have some activity to meet with your high school and elementary students.
So last question. Trails and greenways have been shown to be one of the most important recreation amenities in both statewide and local surveys. What role can the county play to support the development and building of local trails and greenways?
To support the development of greenways. We need it. I use it. I love it. And it's very important. It's safe and it's good exercise. We all need that. So I don't think there's any commissioner or citizen that wouldn't support that. It's beautiful. I know when I moved to San Francisco, we didn't have that here. And I lived there for about a year. And I was so happy to have routes, walking routes and bike routes. It was wonderful. I went to an estate sale and bought a bike and thought I was in heaven. So, and like I said, who wouldn't want to come to Boone and enjoy those things?
Okay. Well, thank you. So let's give her a hand.